Hi and welcome to Defense Matrix. We're going to start off with our top defense news. Made in India fighter cleared for development and will have first flight in 6 years. Development of the new fighter jet comes at a time when the government announced a series of structural reforms in the defense sector under the Atmanirbhar or self-reliance goal, which is meant to result in India dramatically cutting down on its defense imports. The prototype of the new fighter jet, designed to operate from the deck of India's two aircraft carriers INS Vikramaditya and the soon-to-be inducted INS Vikrant, is meant to fly within 6 years with induction of the fighter within a decade. The fighter is a twin-engine evolution of Tejas and prototype, which has been indigenously developed and extensively test-flown. Home Ministry talks to 17 Indian private arms manufacturers to localize production of small arms for CAPFs. The private companies shortlisted by the MHA were ones which own the license to manufacture weapons in the nation. Such participants included Larsen & Toubro, Godrej, Kalyani Strategic, VEM Technologies, etc. The move comes as the government is looking to localize the production of several weapons which are used by the CAPFs and presently imported by them from abroad via the MHA. The deadlock over starting the Amethi rifle factory to manufacture 6.7 lakh AK-203 assault rifles is likely to be resolved, with the Defence Ministry stepping in by setting up a costing committee to take the project forward. The price bid for the 4,300 crore project has been submitted and the committee has been given 2 months to reach an agreeable price for the project. As reported, the project has been stalled for over a year as Russian partner and the Indian Ordnance Factory Board could not present a reasonable pricing plan. Sources said that if the costing committee works as planned, the factory could get commissioned by October this year. Nepal Parliament clears new map, shuts possibility of talks on boundary row. Nepal's lower house on Saturday cleared a constitutional amendment bill to reflect its new map in the national emblem, a move that is seen to virtually make the boundary row a permanent irritant in relations between Kathmandu and New Delhi. The bill was supported by all the 258 lawmakers present and voting. The passage of the bill, which consolidates Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli's standing within and without the ruling Communist Party of Nepal, came on a day hundreds of protesters hit the streets of capital Kathmandu over his government's handling of the COVID-19 pandemic. Several times in the disputed areas, the Asian countries have taken steps to de-escalate the 6-week standoff after the country's senior army commanders held talks this month. UK's operational F-35 jets marked first landing on HMS Queen Elizabeth. The decks of HMS Queen Elizabeth are roaring with the sound of F-35 Lightning jets as the famous Dambuster squadron landed on the aircraft carrier for the first time on 9 June. Pilots, engineers, cyberspace and mission support staff from 617 Squadron, the UK's Operational Strike Squadron, embarked the carrier over the weekend during a quick stop in Portsmouth for supplies before the aircraft themselves landed on board. It marks the first time 617 Squadron, famously known as the Dambusters, has fully joined HMS Queen Elizabeth. The F-35 jets that landed will be the same aircraft that will sail next year with the ship for her maiden global carrier strike, Group 21 deployment. SpaceX launches 58 more Starlink satellites in Saturday rideshare mission. For its third launch in 2 weeks, Elon Musk rocket company sends more Starlink satellites and 3 Planet Lab satellites to the orbit. A SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket blasted off from Florida in the pre-dawn Saturday sky just 2 weeks after another of the company's workhorse rockets sent NASA astronauts to the International Space Station. The company had followed up its historic first launch of humans with 58 of its own broadband satellites, along with the 3 Earth observing spacecraft for Planet Labs. The first Bourier-class ballistic missile submarine officially joined the Russian Navy on June 12th. During the ceremony, the general director noted that the nuclear-powered submarine Prince Vladimir became the 133rd ship built by the shipyard for the Russian Navy. The commander-in-chief congratulated the crew for their rigorous training. Also, the Save Company and the Navy signed the Act of Acceptance on May 28th. On June 1st, the celebration of the Northern Fleet, the document was approved by the Chief Naval Officer of Russia. That's all for today. Thank you for your patience. Jai Hind.